with his mother. Now, he was named Nicholas and his mother was named Noel. Do we have any guesses as to what time of year that they stranded?
Christmas.
Exactly. So they were found on Christmas Eve of 2002, and they were stranded together. So something interesting about dolphins is that they know where they live. They live out in the ocean. But if you ever find one stranded on the beach, they are feeling very sick and not in the right body condition to be out swimming in the ocean. They're feeling very ill. They don't have much energy, and they know that they don't belong there. So whenever they are stranded, they do need help. So something our rescue team will inform you guys that if you ever see a stranded animal, please call a rescue group because they are extremely intelligent. They know where they belong, so they do need some help if they are stranded. So at that point, our rescue team did respond to his stranding and brought both Nicholas and Noel back to our facility for their rehabilitation. A few days into that rehabilitation, though, unfortunately, we did lose Nicholas's mother, Noel. She had an infection in her lungs similar to pneumonia, and that was the initial reason for their stranding. Being as Nicholas was only 6 months old at the time of that stranding, he was following Mom wherever she went. They are mammals, just like we are. Whenever we have children, our children come with us everywhere. They depend on their moms for everything. With dolphins, for the first 2 years of their life, they can be nursing from Mom. Sometimes it's just a year, but only at 6 months old, they're following Mom everywhere she goes and still nursing from her. Since she wasn't feeling well and she's stranded, Nicholas followed her right up onto the beach, which isn't where those dolphins belong. Whenever they are underwater and submerged, they have a natural sun protection. It bounces that UV rays back up into the atmosphere and it doesn't touch their skin. They don't get sunburned. But whenever they are outside of the water, they don't have that natural sun protection and they can be prone to sunburn just like we are. So I'm sure you guys have noticed Nicholas has some weird discolorization on his back, and that is from severe second and third degree burns that him and his mother both received during their stranding. They were out of the water for a prolonged amount of time, and it did lead to them getting sunburn. Now those are just scars, as it took about 9 months for those to heal up, and they are totally fine now, but he has been left with that scar tissue. That is not the main reason that he stayed, though. It's the fact that his mother died when he was only 6 months old that he was deemed non-releasable. NOAA is actually the governing body that will make those tough decisions as to whether an animal is deemed releasable or non-releasable. It's the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. And any animal or any dolphin that is under the age of 1 is automatically deemed non-releasable because they lack survival skills if they have lost their mother. They will stay with Mom up to 7 years. Typically the males will stick around with Mom a little bit longer, learning all those necessary survival skills. The females may stick around 3 to 5 years, but they're learning everything about how to hunt, how to communicate to other dolphins, and how to evade predators. So all those things are things that we are unable to teach these animals, and without their mom, they lack those survival skills, and that is what deems them non-releasable. Nicholas is now 16 years old. He has been with us that entire time, and he has gone through quite a bit of training while under human care. That is how we provide them with that proper care, is through positive reinforcement training. Now, positive reinforcement is dealing with bringing a lot of positive attention to behaviors that we ask for or something that we would like to see repeated, and then simply ignoring the behaviors that are undesirable or maybe something that we did not ask for. If we were to ask Nicholas for that front flip, say, getting some exercise, and he decided not to, that's totally fine. We're not going to send him to his room and take away his shell phone. But since he did decide to participate in that behavior, you did hear our trainer blow her whistle. We call that a bridge, and that is our way of communicating to Nicholas that yes, you did exactly what we were asking for and you're going to receive reinforcement. Now, reinforcement for dolphins can come in a couple different forms. Do we have any guesses as to what a dolphin might find reinforcing? Food, fish, yes, absolutely. Nicholas here gets about 17 pounds of restaurant quality fish each and every single day, whether he chooses to participate in his training or not. But sometimes he might be full and he might not be very highly motivated by his food, so we have to learn his personality and what else he seems to find reinforcing. Other things that Nicholas seems to find reinforcing might be his tactile rubs, so those back and belly rubs, or even time with his favorite toys. Now, we do learn these things by spending a lot of time with these animals, as they do depend on us for their care, so we want to make sure that we are building those strong relationships with them, and knowing that we are having that relationship with the animals so that we can properly care for them. We spend between 6 and 8 hours every single day interacting with these animals. Not all of it is those training sessions where we're asking those behaviors. A lot of it is also just sitting down there, playing with them, and offering ourselves to them if they choose to participate with us. Now, we do train for 3 main reasons here at the aquarium, and that is related to exercise, cognitive exercise, so dealing with the brain, challenging their brain to think in new ways, and then also with husbandry. Now, that is a little bit of a funny word. Husbandry is not training your husband. It is related to medical management and daily care here at the aquarium. A lot of the stuff we do, most important, is related to that husbandry behaviors. These animals can't communicate to us when they're not feeling well. Like I mentioned, dolphins will only strand if they're not feeling well, and that's when they're really not feeling well. It's not an evolutionary benefit for them to show that weakness to their predators out in the ocean. So it's for the animals. They're not going to show us when they're not feeling well. If they start having, maybe their lungs aren't feeling that great, or maybe they're just feeling a little bit under the weather, they don't communicate that to us. So we train them for